Darth Maul himself, ladies and gentlemen, has accused Rian Johnson, the director of The Last Jedi, of not doing his Star Wars homework. For those who follow the channel, I don't do many of these news type of things, but this was something that I just could not ignore. Watching Sam Witwer live on Twitch, when I heard him saying this, my jaw simply dropped. It is honestly something that even if you love or hate the movie, whatever you feel about The Last Jedi, there's not a lot of people within the Star Wars industry who talk about The Last Jedi and how divisive it may have been. We have gotten some hints from John Boyega and J.J. Abrams maybe, but this one was definitive in his Twitch. By the way, if you want to go follow and give Sam Witwer a shout out, I will leave his Twitch account down below in the description and in the comments so that you guys can subscribe to him over there and give a Star Wars Bessie shout out to our favorite voice actor, Darth Maul himself. Now, I don't want to mince words or put words in Sam Witwer's mouth that he didn't say, so I will quote him line by line as to what he said about The Last Jedi. You see, to many, it's no secret that The Last Jedi, the second installment in Disney's sequel trilogy, was, one of the most polarizing movies in recent memory. Even back in the prequels, there's a lot of people who followed and loved what George Lucas did differently with the franchise. It had connections to the original trilogy, but it was going into a different direction. However, The Last Jedi was not that. It was something completely different. In its structure, it was constructed to be as different from Star Wars as possible without losing the touch. It's no surprise that to this day, years later after the movie's release, the audiences still remain divided. And it's not been a secret that I was not a huge fan myself. If you want to debate the characters or if you want to debate, my biggest problem was the overload of bad kiddie humor. That is the part where the movie felt bogged down and completely unfocused, treating valuable things in Star Wars as a kid show from YouTube. But you guys know all that, I vented here, so let's go to what Sam Witwer said on his Twitch live streaming Battlefront 2. Coincidentally, he was playing Maul, wink wink. Witwer talked about The Last Jedi, and this is what he said. The Last Jedi, to me, felt like a movie made by a guy who hadn't quite done his homework. I think Rian Johnson is a talented guy, but Bruce Lee didn't develop Jeet Kune Do without learning Kung Fu first. You can't reinvent Star Wars without knowing Star Wars first, and he didn't, for me, make a compelling argument for why Luke didn't go and help his sister. This is, of course, in response to Luke refusing to join Rey and help Leia against the First Order, moping around on Ahch-To, which is one of the biggest problems with the movie, is that fans have seen Luke rise to the occasion in Return of the Jedi in a way that no one could seem possible. Even Yoda and Obi-Wan plead with him to not go face the Emperor and Vader, knowing that it is a trap, but Luke goes anyway. That's how much he believes in the light side of the Force. That's how much he believes in the good in his father. It is his belief that makes him unique of a Jedi, that not even Yoda or Obi-Wan could compare. That was Luke Skywalker. In comparison with this Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi, that is where the problems come in, and that is probably what Sam Witwer is trying to say here. He continues by saying, there were a lot of things in The Last Jedi I found compelling in a Rian Johnson filmmaker point of view. They just didn't fit into Star Wars. I don't think he did his Star Wars homework, the themes, what it's about, what the characters are about. But as a standalone movie, if I don't know what the Jedi are, or who Luke is, or what he represents, I think there's some compelling things in there. If that's something meaningful to you, that's awesome. Again, whatever you think about The Last Jedi, these words are tense, to say the least. And to me, honestly, it doesn't matter why Sam Witwer is saying this, only that he has the courage and honesty to speak up for something he believes in. You know that there's a lot of people who become quiet once these questions come in. And I understand fully what Sam Witwer is saying here. Again, I don't hate The Last Jedi. I don't hate any Star Wars movie. I just have minor issues with it. Like I said, mine was the humor. It was childish. And many of us understand The Last Jedi aimed to deconstruct the 40-year-old franchise mythology with probably a fresh take, and most of us were on board. Nobody was saying anything when the trailers came out. We were just shocked and wanted to see what direction this was gonna go. The direction is probably going more gray than light or dark. That was something interesting in and of itself. But in the movie, the merit was haphazard, and Sam Witwer is saying exactly that. He is being complimentary of Rian Johnson, but he seems to be arguing that The Last Jedi is a good movie, just not a good Star Wars movie. All in all, I would love to know what you guys think as well, so talk to me down below in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and if you enjoyed, leave a thumbs up down below, subscribe for dailies. Now you have an awesome day, Star Wars fans. I'll see you in the next video, and may the Force be with you until then.